and welcome to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am, as always, your dungeon master on this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai,
Finn Fisher,
Nolani Stevenson,
Regin Starkweather,
and Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And we're back! Yay! This is episode...
I liked you sounded kind of surprised about it that time, and I liked it.
I wasn't sure.
I mean, the network's been breathing down our neck. We're on the edge of cancellation.
It's fucking true.
I wasn't sure what to say for a minute when she said my name.
Old man Warner keeps eyeing this office hungrily.
Welcome to episode 55, everyone. We will do a quick recap, and then we can dive right in. Last session, the party have found their way to the island and the lighthouse of the Keeper, who is Malachi's god, previously known only as Malachi's god, now known as the Keeper. You had only just made it there, and Malachi had only just had the chance to begin to talk to her, when you realized that someone had followed you, as the dreamer emerged from the clouds above the lighthouse and began trying to take the light, for herself. Battle was joined, battle was had. You can, listen to it. I'm not going to summarize the whole thing round by round for you. But eventually, a flying...
This is way more hostile than the recaps usually get.
Listen, we're 55 episodes in. I'm tired.
We play Dungeons & Dragons, you dumb whores.
If the listeners aren't paying attention, that's on them. Eventually, a flying Malachi, managed to strike the dreamer down, and her form exploded into colorful bubbles, which then drifted down and popped on the surface of the ocean. So that's where we're picking up now. The Keeper kind of leaned out of the top of the lighthouse and called down to you that she was going to make tea, and then went back inside, presumably to make that tea. Malachi, you are floating about 30 feet above the surface of the ocean with the remnants of the flies. But actually, fly lasts for 10 minutes, so you still can fly for a while if you want. Finn and Regin, you're both in the ocean, kind of treading water, a bit below Malachi, as these kaleidoscopic bubbles are still kind of drifting down and popping around you.
Does this feel weird?
Was that supposed to happen?
Do we think it's done, or is this like a Wizard of Oz situation?
Who?
I've never seen that one.
Oh, it's a classic.
Oh, well, I don't know. Seems like she's dead, but who knows? She's weird like that.
Finn, what do I do about this?
About what?
Malachi does a flip.
Ah, nice! About what?
High five, bro! That was sick. Do a barrel roll.
He does a barrel roll.
Nice.
Woo!
Alright, anything else?
Can you write Finn in the sky?
I don't expel anything, so no.
Oh, yeah.
Can everybody give me a perception check?
I suppose.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
12?
11.
Okay. Finn, then, is the only one who spots this. Finn, as you're watching Malachi do these barrel rolls, you look past him out into the fog, and you can see that kind of, a little bit, north of the lighthouse, out in the fog, you can just barely see the outline of another island, which wouldn't necessarily strike you as that odd. It just kind of looks like an island, except that you're pretty sure it wasn't there when you guys were initially sailing toward the lighthouse. You're like, I feel like I would have noticed that, and I didn't. So that maybe is new.
Huh. Hey, guys, was that island there before? You see, if you squint through the fog over there.
Finn, we just had a whole battle on there.
Not this one!
When Finn points it out, you guys can see it too.
Oh.
You're pretty sure it was not there.
I call dibs on naming it if this is a new discovery.
Nerland.
Maybe, I'm sure she lives here. Maybe she knows what's around.
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Nergland.
Mrs. Keeper, are you still around?
Mrs.?
Nergland.
Ah!
Ms. the Keeper, are you still around?
You kind of yell that over to the lighthouse. The door...
I think we're supposed to, go in there.
The door, opens and she kind of pokes her head out and yells, "What?"
Hi.
We did it!
Yeah, you did! Good job, I saw! Come, why are you still in the ocean?
Finn,
I like it!
let me down.
Malachi, you can just fly down.
Oh, Malachi flies down.
Yeah, you land.
I emerge from the ocean like a sexy, bloodied merman.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I don't remember if we've established. I was going to say your shirt is clinging to you, but it probably isn't because I don't think you have one on, so...
My gray sweatpants are clinging to me.
There we go.
I send out a telepathic summons to have some fish leap into the air behind Regin as he strides out.
Oh, yeah, for sure, they do that.
I feel like it's supposed to be majestic, but, they just kind of make that wet flapping noise that fish make.
But it's really tiny fish.
They're just fish, yeah.
Flip, 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 flip.
Finn thinks it's very cool.
Thanks. I appreciate that, bud. That was nice.
Cool. You guys, get out of the ocean or land, and make your way into the lighthouse. Finn, you can tell Nurgle doesn't want to go. He's just kind of his talons are digging into your shoulder, and he's leaning back as you get closer.
Ow, ow, buddy, ow, you can wait outside if you want, that's fine.
He flaps and perches basically on the rocks away from the lighthouse, kind of right at the edge of the ocean.
Alright.
Is that something we should be concerned about if the vibe-sensitive seagull doesn't want to be in here, or...
I mean, to be fair, he's vibe sensitive, but he also might be an abomination in the eyes of this god, so it's hard to say.
Been there myself, yeah.
Nurgle, are the vibes bad, or are you just worried that you're an abomination in the eyes of the divine?
I think the vibes are fine.
Okay, we're fine.
Never hurts to check, you know.
Cool.
Hi, Ms. the Keeper?
The Keeper is fine.
Hi.
Madam the Keeper?
It's a title, not a surname.
Esquire?
She's pulling mugs out of a cabinet and kind of lining them up. I guess really she just needs to get 2 more because Malachi and her abandoned their tea for the battle. So she pulls out these mugs and is sort of starting to make tea, and she's like, "Any preferences on flavor?"
Oh, I'll have it with salt water.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Barrel aged.
Okay.
Tea.
I'm a god. I can probably figure something out. She brings the mugs over and kind of gestures for you to take a seat. And it's like, "Yes, hi. I'm the Keeper, the one who's been helping Malachi channel powers over the past few months. Very lovely to meet both of you. Basic bullet points. I was a lieutenant of the sun god, and he gave me this light to watch over, and then after the old gods left, there was a bunch of chaos, and I erased myself from history in order to protect the light until Malachi called out to me. Any questions?"
Oh, right. That's always what I assumed happened.
Are you his mommy?
No.
Okay.
About the calling out.
Mm-hmm.
About Malachi's call-out post on Twitter.
How did I do that exactly?
Yeah, how to describe this?
Because she was saying that that's how she found me to begin with, but I hadn't even done anything.
Oh, the dreamer? Yes, how to put this in human words? I mean, magic? The force of your will. I mean, you know that the Ludluma Ocean is a very, compared to other parts in the world, most other kingdoms and most other oceans don't have this much magic just floating around. They might have some magic, but it doesn't exist in the raw forms it does here. Monsters don't get as big in other places.
Awful.
Gods aren't as present. It's definitely very different. And so when people like yourself are in a state of acute emotional distress and it was focused, I mean, you'd been living on that island by yourself. Your mind was sort of focusing, and you wanted someone to tell you how to make things right, and you wanted some power to make things right rather than just being a soldier who was angry and hurt and knew that something needed to be done. And so the magic of the ocean responded and connected us.
Oh.
Huh. That's kind of nice.
I guess it also connected me and the dreamer.
Sort of.
I'm sorry that she followed me here. I had no idea that...
I didn't assume you did, and frankly it was a matter of time. She's been looking for a way to get here and get to the light for quite some time, so...
But that is how she did it, right? She just...
I believe the reason that she intercepted you, because she did intercept you, right, on your way here?
Yes.
I think doing that let her follow you more closely, because she had just been in your heads, so she was able to sort of, like a leech, just sort of attached and made her way through my various protections.
Yeah, I think she leached away some of what you gave me also. Is that... I can't do any magic right now. Is that just gone?
Oh, she sort of, like, tips her head in a little bit strangely and kind of reaches out her hands, like, on either side of your head, and she's like, that will pass. Give it a few minutes. And it kind of does. In fact, probably the effect only lasts for a minute. And so probably by the time you guys make it to the lighthouse and sort of sit down, and as you're sitting here, Malachi, in the warm lighthouse, and as the keeper sort of like puts her hands on your temples as if she's like checking your pulse or something, you feel the blockage left over from the eye beam fade away, and you can access whatever of your magic you have left. I think you're pretty close to out of spell slots.
Not too much, yeah.
But you do feel like you can connect with it again.
Yeah, so on the topic of things, are there others like her? Like, I mean, I've been around a fair bit, and I've never seen that many eyeballs in one place.
Rookie.
We run in different circles, Finn.
She gestures to Finn, and she's like,
oh, I swim in my circles.
In the circles he swims in, yes, there are things with many eyes like that. The dreamer was, though, either unique or at least one of a very few number, in that she was an aberration, which is a type of creature that is particularly otherworldly, that got trapped in the Feywild for a time, and while there began to adapt to the ways of the Fey, and Beholderkin, the type of creature that she was, are very adept in using their dreams and their minds to shape the world around them, and with that being influenced by Fey magic, it warped and developed even more, and if she had not been stopped, it would have grown to spread. I believe her ultimate goal was to spread her dream or her vision of how things should be over the entire ocean.
And do you think she's, like, legit dead? Like, I don't normally trust something being dead if I can't see a body, and turning into a trail of bubbles is super cool and all, but...
I mean, we did pop some of the bubbles.
That's true. Those could have just been eyeballs. Ugh.
Yes,
No, I cut all the eyeballs off.
Oh, okay, thank God.
I believe she's gone. That sort of transformation is not unexpected for a being that has existed so much of illusion that she's almost become an illusion made concrete. I know that's erudite and doesn't make a lot of sense, but suffice to say, the long and short of it is, that was the end of her.
I give Finn an appraising look.
What?
Are you gonna turn into bubbles when you die?
Oh, I hope so.
That's what I figured you'd say. Sea foam.
Yeah, that'd be great. Pull a Little Mermaid.
I haven't seen that one.
No, the book, Regin.
Oh, speaking of books, do we still have that book? That weird dreamer book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have the Dreamer's Diary.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you're interested.
I don't know if it's relevant now that she's gone, but we do have it.
Mrs. the Keeper, would you like it? Can we give it to you?
Your Honor.
If you could help explain some of it, maybe.
Sure, I'd be happy to take it. I like reading material.
It's
for
probably
where
got
I'm-
bad vibes.
I pull it out for her.
Yeah, she takes it and kind of like brushes off the cover and is like, yes, bad vibes. And sort of starts like flipping through it very quickly and is nodding and is like, yes, this, a lot of instructions on the sorts of things that I was just saying, of creating an image of herself and then creating images of her daughters and then trying to create an image of the entire world. If she'd have stopped at the Feywild or at just creating that dream plane that she pulled you into without needing to pull others into it, she could have simply coexisted and been fine, but the ambition...
People are never really satisfied with
Very few.
what they have unless they have someone else to experience it with them, but...
I hold Finn's hand.
I give him a little squeeze.
People are rarely satisfied by what they can already have.
Yeah.
Is that something that other people can achieve? Something as widespread as her dream plane?
Oh, theoretically. But she was a powerful entity. There are not dozens like her just running around.
There are certainly some trying.
And she needed, with her plane, in order to do what she wanted to do with it, she needed this, pointing up at the ceiling above which is the light. So she was not under her own power. That's why I keep it here, because I don't want this much concentrated power to fall into the hands of someone like that.
What does it do?
Well, I think one of its effects you may have noticed already. She kind of looks at the three of you. Each of you can give me an insight check.
21.
14.
24.
Okay. Regin,
I'm just happy to be here.
honestly, a 14's not bad. I think all three of you can notice this. You realize that there's been something like a little bit strange basically since you've gotten to this island, which has only gotten stronger, and it's only now that you're kind of really noticing it as you're talking more. But you become pretty sure that you can't lie right now. Like, you can't tell a straightforward lie. At least not while in this lighthouse.
I'm wearing women's underpants. That proves nothing.
Yeah, we know, Regin. You show us every morning.
Yeah, I was the first thing that came to mind. They have the day of the week on them.
I didn't need to know that.
It's very convenient. There's no calendar on our ship.
Today is Tuesday.
Oh.
And tomorrow is Threes Day. That's how days of the week work in the Luma Ocean.
So true.
It is not. That is not canon. Yeah, she said, so for one thing, it's very representative of truth and of clarity and of, piercing through that which would seek to hide or conceal or deceive or mislead or all sorts of words like that. You'd probably notice as well, illusions tend to have trouble here. And she sort of like gestures to Finn in a sort of like, go ahead, try it way.
I try to make a minor illusion of myself in my hand.
Go ahead and give me a spellcasting check, so roll and add your charisma.
I got a nat 20.
Wow! So you do, like, you go to do it, Finn, and the magic does take, like, a second to respond. But after a moment, it kind of, like, cracks into being in your hand, like a hologram that takes a second to, like, waver into appearance. But it does appear, and the keeper here is kind of, like, looks a little bit impressed, is like, oh.
Yeah, that wasn't so hard. I don't know what you mean.
Well, it didn't come to you instantly. And some less adept spellcasters might have more trouble, manifesting illusions and the such in here.
I glance at Regin.
I cast prestidigitation.
Yeah, you cast prestidigitation to make, like, a little, illusion. Go ahead and give me a spellcasting check.
11.
Yeah, you start to kind of manifest this little, like, color. You're trying to turn your hand blue for a second. And it just kind of wavers and nothing happens.
Huh.
Oh, for a second there, I was worried hypothermia was setting in.
That's embarrassing.
So those are just sort of the passive effects of the light. And then other than that, it's a power source that can be used to do more grand works. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, more or less.
So what happens if more like her come to the island to try and take it?
I fight them off, but I would really appreciate if more like her didn't come to the island to try and take it. So it would be helpful if they were stopped before they can get here.
We may know. Well, you're a god. I don't know how omniscient you are. You know of the adventurer?
I'm not omniscient, but I do know quite a bit. Yes, I do know of the adventurer.
I worry she or Dr. Retval might be trying to find this place as well.
I worry that as well. I can tell you, however, what I currently know about what they're doing. Dr. Retval, from what I've been able to gather, after you and the adventurer destroyed his facility, dealt him a pretty hefty blow. He's retreated to the capital and was, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what he's doing. Like I said, I'm not omniscient, but seems to be, regrouping there.
Trying to remove his own ribs so he can suck his own dick better.
Sure, that's a theory.
Regin.
What?
We have to consider all the possibilities, Malachi.
What advantage would that give him?
I think it's pretty self-evident.
I feel like it would give
Never
me
mind.
So he's still at the capital. The adventurer sailed due east and is currently she's hard to track in that airship. A lot of the way that, a lot of things around here revolve around the ocean. So being in the air is giving her an advantage.
It isn't natural.
But she is, I believe, somewhere around the Aberrant Sea. What I'm more concerned about, actually, Finn, the High Priestess. Yes. She had a bit of a head start on everyone else. She had already, after the execution, gathered together her supporters and a fleet of ships and headed directly through the Sea of Storms. Being a worshipper of the God of Storms gives her some advantage and safer passage through that sea than others might have. Heading for the Aberrant Sea, and I worry that she's making a beeline for the domain of the Lurker in the Deep.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
Oh, does he, have a place out east?
Oh, you know where?
Yes, well, he has a sort of an area of the Aberrant Sea which is specifically controlled by the Lurker, in that even other great beings, the aboliths and the other aberrations of the sea, don't go near that territory unless they are his followers.
Hell yeah.
Could we get directions? That'd be nice, Finn, right? We could go on
Certainly.
vacation. Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Yeah, do you know my dad?
I wouldn't say I have
Then not all gods know each other.
Well, I wouldn't, but we do tend to keep track of each other. I wouldn't say I have any great fondness for the Lurker in the Deep. But I do think that there are bigger threats than him around right now.
Hey, there's no bigger threat than him.
Well, and he's never threatened to take the light from me, so
Yeah, light's not really his thing.
I don't want to see the High Priestess, kill him, which I believe is what she's trying to do. Don't dismiss it so outright, Mr. Fisher.
What? There's no way.
There are ways.
I mean, we just killed the Dreamer.
Yeah, Dreamer was a 2-bit pretender. She's not the lurker.
But if, with all of the firepower of the High Priestess's fleet, with the sort of technology and power that Lithios has been gathering and creating over these past years, with some of those cubes, she'd be able to, at the very least, wound him. And that would be bad for the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, she's headed there right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, then we should do something about that.
I agree. I'm a little bit worried about you getting there in time, because she, like I said, has a head start on the rest of you and on the adventurer, if that's where the adventure is going, which it may or may not be.
Got any tips?
Yeah, she sort of, like, looks at the three of you and is sort of, like, looks like she's thinking.
If that's light's as powerful as you say.
Yes, and Finn, you're the son of the Lurker in the Deep.
Right. Don't I know it?
It seems to me as though your power would naturally wish to return to his domain, and that your connection with the ocean could draw you there quicker below its surface than by ship. But not from here. You'd need somewhere to start from that had that sort of teleportation or other type of, ideally something connected with your father.
So, like, you're suggesting that we, like, tie Finn to the front of the boat and we let Finn be underwater and get dragged towards the source of the power, which then also drags us, yeah?
No.
I can cast Dimension Door. Does that help?
Yes, although that won't get you far enough. But something like that,
What if I do it after licking the light?
something... The issue is that the light's magic is so different from your father's. They're like opposite poles of a magnet. It's not...
Yeah.
I worry that the light wouldn't be able to help you as much as it does Malachi.
What if Malachi licks the light?
That would never happen. Why would I lick it?
Hey, it never hurts to lick important sources of power.
It does.
Sometimes it does, yes.
It has yet to hurt me.
Keep trying it.
From your perspective.
Wow, you've been encouraged by a god to keep trying it, Regin.
I know, I feel great.
Please don't.
Talk about having a blessing.
She kind of, like, looks at Malachi and gives a kind of, like, shrug.
I've been asking you for help for months, and this is what you come up with.
Licking the light? Yeah.
Not you.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you too, actually, I guess.
I came up with licking the light.
Okay, you're both unhelpful. All of you are unhelpful. How's that?
So true.
She leans back.
We have a boat. What if we put thrusters on the boat?
What are those?
What? To what end? Wait, what's...
The Keeper is suggesting that Finn could potentially... Basically, she's suggesting that Finn could do some sort of long-distance teleportation, but not just out of nowhere. He would need to be somewhere, like he would need to draw on some already existing power that potentially could get him across a large portion of the ocean in a very short amount of time.
Well, too bad nothing like that exists.
I mean, there's the reef at Gillsbury, but that's far away.
The reef at Gillsbury, Finn, is a good idea. That would probably do it. You're right, though, that Gillsbury is far. It's like that would work, and that would probably get you there faster than sailing all the way there from where you are. But it's not, like, that much faster. It's not really faster enough, unless there was some other,
Malachi, remember in Angel Isle? When we met Nod, the priest of the Lurker.
Oh, that...
And he had his story about getting shipwrecked and then being on that island. Did he say where that happened?
Hold on. What episode was this?
Because probably somewhere in the Lightless Sea.
If he did, I didn't write it down, so I don't know.
I don't think he gave a specific location. But
All
that
I have
does...
is that the lurker saved my life.
Yeah, you sort of, Finn, as you're kind of putting these pieces together and as you're thinking about the reef back at Gillsbury, it occurs to you that places like that where the lurker's power kind of exists in these underwater spaces, are probably in other places in the ocean. It's just that you only know of the one. But you also, I think, you have this feeling, Finn, kind of like the Keeper was just saying, that, like, it'll find you, almost. That, like, you can tell, especially now that she's sort of, like, said this about your father being in danger and about this specific domain that you have to get to. You're kind of like, okay, so if I just sort of... the ocean could take me there.
Okay. I think I'll be able to find it. I think it'll find me. Honestly, strapping me to the front of the ship, not a bad idea.
We already have the boss up there.
I mean, we can coexist.
And you...
We just gotta make sure we don't accidentally keelhaul you.
Accidentally?
'Cause...
Regan, I thought that's what you were going for.
What? No. I just want to be a figurehead.
But we need you to actually be in the water, right?
I'm unclear on the mechanics, honestly.
Kind of like a shark cage.
All right, then let's do that.
You should rest.
We got to figure out a way to get there. I'm worried now.
Rest first, at the very least. One night isn't going to make that much of a difference, and this is a safe place.
Speaking of the lurker, Your Majesty, the Keeper.
She's not a queen.
Uh-huh.
Your Highness.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, but no.
Professor?
Professor's fine, yeah.
Professor, the Keeper, do you know what's blocking my connection with my dad? Lately, it's just been sort of harder than usual to commune with him. It's like there's something in the way. And a fortune teller told me there was something in the way, so it must be true.
She sort of, like, reaches out her hand toward you, and she's like, can I? And she goes to, like, touch your forehead.
Oh, yeah. Careful, it's wet.
She puts her fingertips on your forehead. There is, like, a little, like, it burns almost slightly.
Ooh.
And she sort of frowns and kind of pulls her hand back and is like, yes, there is something, but I can't tell if it's on your end or his. There's a lot of things that can keep gods and their followers disconnected. Protective magics can do it. You saw Still Sky, the Dreamer's magic, was interfering with Avandra's ability to help. But there also can be times when simply focus is elsewhere, or where there's a lot of possibilities, is what I'm saying. I think you may have to speak with him yourself to figure it out.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll get to do that soon.
Alright, who would be trying to fuck with your dad? Who's the driest god in the pantheon?
Well, I mean, I feel like maybe Pelor would have been it, but that's not true anymore.
Yeah, she kind of...
Is there a god of droughts or something?
The Keeper sort of shrugs and she's like, it's true, part of the reason why the Lurker's magic and mine repel each other is that the sun does tend to evaporate things.
Well, I'll try to look past that and still be friends with you,
I appreciate it.
Doctor.
Was there anything else?
Oh, hey, what's up with that island nearby?
She, like, is taken aback for a second and kind of, like, closes her eyes as if she's doing some sort of god thing. Yeah, her eyes kind of, like, start glowing gold, and she shuts her eyes and is clearly doing some sort of god sight thing, and opens them a second later, and it's like, that, I think, is what the dreamer left behind. It's her dream plane had some sort of physical anchor that was not visible on the material plane, but has now appeared. There's no power left there. It's just like a shell.
That makes me feel weird.
Huh.
Her daughters, would they be in...
My guess is that her daughters are locked on the Feywild. You would have to look... That island this physical space was probably the gateway from the Feywild to here that she was able to pass through. And it's now closed.
Don't suppose there's any chance it could serve as another powerful gateway.
It might. You'd have to, like I said, the power there is drained. You might have to look at it, but there might be something there that could help you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's in the ocean. It's in the lurker's domain. Maybe some power will soak into it.
Like,
Yeah, like water soaking into something.
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, wouldn't it be super fucked up if we, like, get to this island, this empty dead shell island, and it looks exactly like Malachi's island from when he was alone on an island, but, like, everything's all creepy and dead and just, like, flat, but, like, it's like a sepia-colored photograph.
Well, that would probably only look fucked up to me, since you guys don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, I just think neat, a sepia island.
Well, right, but wouldn't it be fucked up?
I whisper to Malachi, why is Regin, like, obsessed with your island lately?
I don't know, man.
It's been relevant to the plot.
Oh no, how loud was I whispering?
Very.
Maybe he wants to sieve out from evidence when I was fucked up. I'm not like that anymore.
He's just mad that you didn't let us spend more time in your childhood bedroom.
That's true.
I don't think that was my fault. We had to escape from the assassins.
Excuses.
God, we have been through so much shit. I forgot about that.
Okay, well, let's go look at that island then, right?
We don't have to do it right now.
I guess, yeah, maybe we should recharge first, but...
In fact, we probably shouldn't. I have 8 hit points.
You are all covered in blood. I think resting.
Oh, this is normal for me.
Oh, okay.
That's subjective.
Mal, did I tell you she punched me in the face?
I'm certain you deserved it.
I did. Yes, sorry about that, but you were charmed and tried to interrupt my ritual.
No, sorry about me, generally.
That's all right. You've done a lot of very impressive things while you've been traveling with these two that I've been keeping an eye on.
Like in the bathroom, or...
Regin.
No, what? Like in general, I'm just saying, don't sell yourself short.
I don't go with you to the bathroom, Regin.
Oh, so you haven't seen the bidet in action?
No.
Your Holiness?
My God. I mean, not that. Well, you are that, but, no, right?
No.
I don't even use that.
No, of course not. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to mention. She stands up, and goes over to one of her bookshelves and, like, takes a little box and opens it up, and there's a cube.
Oh.
This bitch.
You watch your mouth.
Another kind of, like, shiny black one with a couple of ridges on it, and she goes, these, how much do you know about these?
Very little. The adventures...
Well, they're like squares, but more so.
Yes. They're like squares, but more so. The adventurer wanted them and was cryptic about why she wanted them, I'm sure.
Recalcitrant old...
This just generated itself, in the water, like, 10 feet offshore of this island. There was, like, a little whirlpool, and it popped up.
Oh, yeah, we saw that once.
They're, manifesting themselves at various centers of magic. They're like how a crystal will form in a cave, or like how a pearl will form around an oyster. They're like that, but...
I look at Finn.
Oh, Finn has one of those.
Yeah. You know, like how a pearl will form around in an oyster. They're like that, but for magic. They just sort of crystallize and appear. It's happening, I think, in response to some of the activity that Lithios has been taking over the past several years. It's a push and pull, right? The ocean doesn't want to be controlled or constrained. So when a force is threatening to do that, it's like a defense mechanism, almost like an immune system. The trouble with it is she goes over to the table and puts the cube down, and she holds her hand over her cup of tea, which is now pretty cold. You guys have been talking for a while. And she sort of, like, dips her finger in and kind of, like, disturbs the surface so that there's a bunch of little, like, ripples and waves. And she's like, these cubes and some of the other things that have been happening, the sorts of, even the dreamer, the potentially whatever's blocking your connection with the lurker, those sorts of unexplained magical effects are the ripples that we're seeing and the waves. It's a natural force, a sort of push and pull between order and chaos, between the activities of humans and their kingdoms and the activities of the beings of the ocean. The trouble is that when big waves hit shores where there are people, or when big waves hit boats, people still get hurt, which is why these are so worrying, even if they are what the ocean is trying to do. People like the adventurer, and that's why people like the adventurer want them. It's a response, but one that's going to get a lot of people hurt.
Is there a way to use them that won't result in that happening?
Oh, certainly. What you've been doing, what the three of you and some of your allies have been trying to do.
Which allies?
Is steps in the right direction. Mostly the ones that you left behind in the cove. The ones who stuck with you after the adventurer, did her whole thing and flew off in her airship. This is not necessarily something you need to worry about right this second. I just wanted to make sure that you knew where these were coming from and what they are in the broadest sense.
Well, why were we collecting them, though? How?
They can be used to focus and enhance power. The more of them you have, the stronger power grows. In a similar way to your drawing your power from me and from this, Finn's drawing his from his father, Regin, yours is coming from the bright spark in your history. And a bit, I don't entirely understand the bright spark. She's also a god, and the power left behind by a dead god is this is not relevant.
What?
It's not relevant. I'm sorry. I've been alone without anyone to talk to for a long time. Sometimes I get a little carried away. The point is, with enough of these, you don't need to rely on another god. You can just sort of elevate yourself, which is what the adventurer was doing.
Are you giving this one to us?
Sure, you can have it if you'd like.
Ooh, I take it.
I lick it.
I have little use for it. Like I said, I draw my power
Nice.
from this. I was mostly holding onto it so no one else would have it.
Love having magic power.
Is this just a game of keep away, or are we supposed to use them for something ourselves?
I don't know. I don't know the future.
Why?
I lick the cube in Finn's hand.
There's no grand path laid out that you just need to pick exactly the right things and take exactly the right steps, and then you reach the optimal outcome. I'm just trying to give you the fuller picture so that you can decide what best to do.
Hasn't really worked very well for me in the past.
I don't know. I think you're selling yourself somewhat short in that. I mean, certainly not every decision you've made has been the right one, but you're here now.
Yeah, and I brought the dreamer with me.
Yeah, but then we killed her.
And then you killed her. And now she's not out there searching for the light on her own. Now she's gone. For good.
I guess I'm just not sure how many more bad choices I should allow myself to make just to end up where we want to be. I don't know how many more bad things I can be responsible for, even if the end point is something grander. I don't know how many of those can be considered worth it.
What would the other option be?
I don't know. You're the god, not me.
I hold up the cube for now.
She gives you a look that is very, frankly, a little bit scary. There's kind of like a bright burning in her eyes for a second.
Ow, ow, ow.
But she looks back at Malachi, not allowing herself to be distracted from the problem at hand.
I flash her my biggest smile.
The point is that the only other option would be to run from it, to hide yourself again, to put those choices in someone else's hands.
Well, I've tried that before and that didn't work either, so...
Exactly. If you care about this ocean, if you care about the people in it, the people around you, the people who are looking to you for guidance, or even just the ones who are just there, you're going to have to make choices, and some of them are going to be wrong. There's no other option.
Well, I think that maybe, you've chosen the wrong paladin.
No, I can tell you. I haven't. That I know.
How?
If you'd come here full of confidence, telling me that you knew exactly what to do, after you'd been betrayed by a whole long list of people you thought you could trust, after making the decisions that you've made, after the ripple effects that you've caused, if you'd come here full of confidence and telling me that you had it this time and you knew where you were going and you knew exactly how to handle all of these enormous powers that are so far above your head and how to deal with gods and how to stop an empire.
But every choice that I choose is wrong.
Not every choice. If every choice that you chose was wrong, you'd be dead by now.
Maybe that would be...
And so would your friends. Then where would the rest of us be? Then I would be sitting here alone, and the dreamer would use someone else, some other way, to get here, and to get to this light. The adventurer would have killed more people in her ascent, and she still would have done it. Your friends would be, I don't even know, just sailing around the ocean still.
Or dead.
I feel like
Drinking themselves to death on Angel Island.
I'd probably be dead.
Yeah?
Statistically speaking.
Yeah. I bet it would have been Kathoth.
Who killed me or you?
No, me.
Oh.
Or maybe you too. I don't know. Do you think we'd still be friends if it wasn't for Malachi?
Of course
Like, would we
not.
work as just a one-on-one?
God, no. We only have pulled off anything because of Malachi.
That's not...
Huh.
Like, yeah, we've both got a unique skill sets that we use to contribute, but Mal's kind of always been our point guy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, now I'm just worried, like, if we go out to dinner or something and Malachi can't make it, is it gonna be weird?
No, I mean, we could absolutely do it now. I'm just like...
Okay, alright.
If he hadn't, been so stubborn in forcing us to, like, all work together or whatever.
Then you never would have gotten caught up in all of the Dreamer stuff anyways.
Yeah, but he still would have been caught up in lurker stuff, and I'm...
Oh yeah, I've been destined to be caught up in the power struggles of magical entities since day one, baby.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like this, so...
My point is, there have always been, and there will always be, beings and people who are selfish and evil and... or even just, incredibly convinced of something that they are very, very wrong in.
And how do I know that won't just be me?
Because you fear that it will be.
I fear that every time. And every time I put my trust in the wrong person. So now I'm just supposed to trust you.
Yes. Because that's... you trust the wrong person, and then you go on and you trust someone else.
Then what took you so long? Did it have to be 5 years on an island? Did it have to be me getting lost when I was a child? Did it have to be us almost getting killed however many times that's happened in the past few months? Did it have to be...
And did the sun god have to leave me here with just a piece of light and no idea what to do with it?
So then why would you do that to somebody else?
I have not controlled every step of your path. That wouldn't be... that is not my role.
I know. I know you had to keep the light hidden. Because it's the only way to protect it is if it's kept hidden away, but I just don't... Some guidance would have been nice.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if what I did was right. I'm not trying to come here with all of the answers.
I know, and it's not... The world isn't your responsibility either. The world isn't any of the gods' responsibility. That's why he can just go when he wants and leave you and everyone else behind, but...
But I am sorry.
Yeah, me too. But
You know, you can walk away at any point. You're not...
No, like I said, I've tried that before too. That didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do for you.
For me, you're just supposed to do what you've already been doing. Protect your friends, protect people. Do what you can to stop those who would threaten them and who would threaten the freedom of others.
Okay. Yeah, I mean...
And continue to keep going every time you take a wrong turn.
Hey, Mal. You remember when we, met and I really wanted to get rid of you guys and, not have to do this whole thing and, keep on...
Yeah, we had to bribe you with gold.
Yeah,
but
well, don't say that in front of Her Eminence.
Well, it wasn't just... okay.
I think the muffins helps, too.
I think we said something nice, too. I don't think it was just gold, but...
I've made a lot of wrong turns in my life. And, I mean, when you met me, I wasn't really trying to keep going at all. You know? I felt like I had made one too many wrong turns, and I would just stop. And you didn't let me. You know? You really aggressively did, you were up my asshole, mate. You did not want to let me live or die, whichever. Mixing metaphors here. Point being, you gotta, I've fucked up pretty bad. I've killed people. I've killed people I loved. And I spent years pretending I was not what I was, or that I was something that I wasn't, or just wishing it would all go away. And you wouldn't let me. And so maybe you gotta let us not let you stop either. You know? Doesn't matter how many wrong turns you make. You just gotta keep on swimming. You know? Did you like that, Finn? I said swimming.
I did, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Malachi, I put my hand on his shoulder. You're the tallest guy I've ever met.
Finn, you're wet.
It's always wet. I really would have thought you were used to it by now.
That's all Finn had to say.
Oh, yeah, no, Finn doesn't say anything more.
Surely we've met taller guys.
No, have you seen yourself? Well, I guess we did meet the giant one time who was a mile tall, but besides him, he doesn't count.
He was a pretty tall guy.
I feel like that doesn't even count at this point, but what we're trying to say is that...
Literally and figuratively, the tallest.
You would think I'd be able to see over the walls of the fucking maze.
Yeah. Point is, you've refused to give up on us, so we're not gonna let you give up on yourself.
Alright, I never said I was giving up.
Oh, totally sounded like you were. That's great news, though.
You're not? Okay,
Glad you're not.
Oh, did I?
I take back everything I said. Pretend I never said any of that.
No,
I was not heartfelt or anything.
Okay, listen, I wasn't trying to deny...
Okay, great, because I was worried that I was definitely going to, die a month from now if you weren't around.
Okay. I'm just a little stuck.
Yeah, we know that about you.
Yeah.
Would it help to oil you up? I pull out the oil can.
I was thinking prunes.
That helps with getting out of tight squeezes.
Almost always, yeah.
I oil Malachi.
Mm-hmm. Oil prunes. The other way to get unstuck is to just to keep moving.
Yeah.
Which you've certainly been doing. You've had maybe the most productive, I don't know, what's it been, 2 months of any people
months.
I've ever met. So...
Hey, do you have money?
Do you need money?
We might.
Oh, okay, well, if we're just flat out asking, yeah. No, we do.
Listen, I'm not trying to hustle you down or anything.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hope you would know that about me. I mean,
I do.
we spent all of our money on these. I show her my tat.
I start writing up an invoice for exterminating services again.
Yes, I definitely, I have some gold somewhere in this lighthouse.
Unfortunately, our source of income sort of fucked off to try and become a god. So
Yeah, they'll do that.
We charge by the eye stalk now.
Ooh.
I mean, she left. She went away to try and become a god.
I feel like she's a cool god.
Yeah, I know how to say fuck.
You know, she's a young. You can say fuck in front of it. Oh, she just said it. Cool.
Yeah.
Just because she said it doesn't mean I can say it.
Wow. Can we take your name in vain?
Your Honor.
Sure.
Nice.
Do you have a name?
Although, honestly, I think if I give you permission to take my name in vain, then it's not in vain anymore, maybe.
Oh, God.
And also, I did
Keeper.
erase my original name from existence, so that makes it kind of hard to do.
Hey, also, if you have money, then I would like to offer you the business opportunity of what I can only imagine is a millennia-long lifetime.
I'm going to stop you.
Finn, there's nobody else here. Who would she sell to? Us?
I'm going to stop you right there, Mr. Fisher.
Yeah?
The light...
I have my hand in the pocket that has the supplements in them.
A light that dispels lies and illusions is glowing not 30 feet above us.
Yeah.
I don't want your supplements, thank you.
And it's no lie that these supplements will put more pep in your step.
He fully believes what he's saying.
I know he does. The placebo effect is quite powerful.
Put a little more jeepers in your keeper, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that was a good one. Rhymed and everything.
It's more Sprite in your light.
If there is nothing else for me right now, you all need to rest.
Mal, do you want a minute alone with Her Majesty, or
Stop calling her that.
do you want us to hang
Sorry.
out and we can
I've got a thing about monarchies right now.
Would you like a moment alone with her?
Well, always, I should say. It's not just a phase.
With the pontifex.
Her gubernatorialness.
I don't know. I think I need a break to find out.
A moment with Eagle One.
The keeper kind of stands up, and as she turns around, you see that there are, like, a bunch more kind of, like, comfortable chairs with, like, pillows and stuff like that in this room that weren't there a second ago. As she's sort of like, you can sleep here tonight. And frankly, if you wanted to stay longer, I would, of course, let you. But your father and the scary priestess and all that sort of stuff seems to require dealing with.
Damn, if she's scary to you.
I am going to go back upstairs to check on the light. It's fine. But I like to, make sure, verify with my own eyes.
Malachi raises an eyebrow when she says,
She looks at you, Malachi, and she's like, if you'd like to join me, or if you'd like to take a few minutes and then join me, you're more than welcome. And she goes up the stairs to where the light is, kind of leaving the three of you in the main lighthouse, which now has a bunch of comfortable chairs that look like they could be slept on pretty easily.
I assume Finn claims the largest.
Oh, yeah. I immediately leap onto it and sprawl out.
As I thought.
Nurgle is still outside, like, standing at the edge of the surf, just kind of, like, staring out over the ocean.
Malachi opens the little window above her stove and says, Nurgle, I think you're allowed to come in.
He's good out there.
Okay, well, be careful out there.
Hi, Nagel.
He's staring still, just, like, pensively.
Do you want, like, a little sandcastle or something? Finn?
I shout up the stairs. Keeper, do you have any fries?
No fries, but there's crackers in one of the cabinets.
That'll do. I take some crackers and go outside and give them to Nurgle.
Nurgle takes them.
And I build him a little sandcastle.
Wow.
While Finn is outside, I sit on the biggest bed.
I feel like the keeper is like one of those people who's a vegan, but then like exclusively lives off of shit like French fries and Oreos,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
See, I feel like the keeper is someone who makes like really complex soups.
Wow.
Two warring vegans here.
If you live in a lighthouse, you have to make really complex soups. I think it's like a requirement.
They say soupliness is next to godliness.
They do say that.
And then I come back in and sit down on, I guess, one of the other chairs.
Hey, Hannah, are there any cats in here?
No.
Fucked up.
Yeah. You have not seen another, like, living being.
Can I roll to see if there's any cats in here?
No. Apologies.
Fucked up.
Regin, do you want me to find you a steed?
No, I feel like, she seems like a person who makes really complex soups, so I figured that a person like that would have a cat.
Yeah. I don't know. I was getting more of the vibe of like a cracker lady. Okay.
Mal,
hey, I'm sorry.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to just get some rest?
Talk about... There's been a lot.
Yeah, I know. Any of it.
I don't know. I mean, sorry about the dreamer shit. Stuff!
Dude, she said you could swear. You're fine.
She said I could say fuck.
And that you can take her name in vain.
I would never do that.
I mean, hey.
Probably.
If you're gonna apologize for the dreamer shit, then that means that I have to apologize for the whole wizard tower incident, and I'm not gonna apologize for that because that wasn't my fault, so...
No, that wasn't.
Exactly. Dreamer shit's not your fault.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a logical flaw here, but I'm not smart enough to figure out what it is.
It's because there isn't one. I'm airtight, baby.
Really?
Rock hard and airtight. That's what they call us.
You've had a lot leaking out the past few days.
I mean, you were just getting harassed by a powerful magic monster. That's not like something you did.
Yeah. It's not like she's like your ex or something.
Oh, God.
And then I make my eyes really big and lean in.
No, she's a woman!
Yeah. No.
Malachi's not into eyeballs.
No.
Now, here's the thing, right? Any single one of us could have hit the bricks at any point, had we wanted to. And we know that, Finn is definitely somebody who absolutely has his own agenda and, is totally comfortable marching to the beat of his own proverbial drum. And, I'm pretty good at fucking off and disappearing. So... we could have done that if we wanted to, If we were like, hey, fuck this, fuck Malachi, we could...
Don't do that.
We could have left, but we didn't.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't... Anyway.
We didn't. And so,
I'm not gonna instruct you on that.
Well, I will need instruction at that time, but communication is necessary. What are we talking about? I'm trying to be nice to you for once in my life.
Finn, cover your ears. Maybe.
I telepath to Nurgle. They're doing it again.
No, we aren't!
No, Finn, back me up here. Back me up here. I mean, we could have left.
I guess, yeah. I just never felt like it.
Yeah, so it's not your fault.
Like, getting attacked by weird magical things is pretty much all we do. And it's not any of our fault. That's just the way the world is.
Speak for yourself. I am the weird magical thing that attacks.
I stare at Regin and my eyes glow black and he hears distant chanting.
Nurgle, he's doing it again.
Nurgle is telepathically offering to both of you that you could come stand with him and look out pensively over the ocean.
Thanks, bud, but I'm taking a break from pensive staring.
Oh, good for you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Figured it was more important to be here with you.
Malachi blushes.
Are you okay? You, running a fever or something?
It doesn't show up. Oh, yeah. I guess there have been a lot of those. That first time was a lizard. That had nothing to do with me even at all.
Yeah?
Probably. Definitely. Lizards don't care about rock.
Yeah, they're more into metal.
The psycho wizard scientist is definitely not your fault. That one's pretty directly my fault.
It's not your fault. Wait, what? No, he was just coming after us because of power and the cubes in AAA, which...
Listen, let's just all agree.
Okay. No, I get what you're saying.
Let's just all agree that nothing is anyone's fault, all right?
I wouldn't go that far.
I gotta stop you there, Finn. Hang on.
Finn internally spends a while contemplating whether he should bring up the time Malachi stabbed him and decides not to.
Don't worry, Malachi already thought of that, but he dismissed it. Yeah, I think maybe I'm kind of doing the thing I told you to stop doing.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn never really does it, so it's not as much of a problem with him.
You know, from the mouths of babes comes self-confidence or something. I don't know.
That's right. I'm a babe.
I've always said that about you, sweetie.
And I flex.
Oh, do it again. That was so cute.
Get the cloth out. Oh, wait, no. Do we have that destroyed?
Well, now I don't want to.
No.
Malachi does a quick little sketch of Finn flexing. There, now we have the moment memorialized.
Wow. Nice. Can you add, like, a cool hat?
I put it on the keeper's refrigerator with a magnet.
Now she'll always have something to remember us by.
Wow. Should we black out your eyes?
For censorship or for evil?
Sure.
Oh, I meant you were blind most of the time we were fighting, but...
Listen, I think we should all get some rest and we'll all feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. You better leave me some room. I have to go look at the light, I guess. Malachi goes upstairs.
Okay.
As soon as he goes upstairs, I switch back to the big chair.
And spread all your limbs out.
Finn, acts like he's getting cozy in the one he was in, and then the second Malachi leaves, he's up and switching.
I'm very good at deception.
You walk upstairs, Malachi, up the kind of spiral staircase that you'd sprinted up before, and you see the keeper is just sort of standing, kind of leaning against that low wall that rings the top of the lighthouse, just kind of staring right at the light, even though it hurts your eyes to look at. But she is just kind of looking into it. But she looks away from it over at you as you come up the stairs and is like, "Oh, I'm glad you came up here. I wouldn't necessarily recommend looking directly at it for a long time."
I was gonna say, am I supposed to just stare at it, or?
Yeah, but maybe just kind of a little bit of a glance. You can see it's...
I looked at it in a clip once, and nothing even happened. I just can't see in the dark now.
Forgot.
Unless I'm wearing these.
You can see if you look at it, there's colors and patterns. It's more deep than it looks when you just glance at it.
That's deep.
Sorry, like I said, I've been alone in this lighthouse for a long time. She kind of blinks the sunspots out of her eyes a little bit and looks back over at you. Are your friends getting some rest?
You never know with them.
Hopefully, you were all pretty beat up after that fight.
Yeah! Malachi's got blood dripping all over.
Yeah. Still, absolutely. Lots of psychic damage, so there's just kind of out your ears and the corners of your eyes.
Hey, is this normal when you look at the light? Malachi's wiping the bloody tears away.
Yeah, maybe stop looking at it. Listen, Malachi, when I said I was sorry, I did mean it. You can't, I meant it. We can't lie here. So you know that...
Man, I wish it was like this everywhere.
Whatever I said is, true. But...
Unless you were lying about that. Then I would never know.
But you could tell.
But I'm choosing to believe you.
Mm-hmm. She glances back at the light again and she says, and I am sorry that it was hard and that you had to suffer. And I'm sorry that it's going to continue to be hard. But I won't claim... I can't claim to be perfect or that I always make the right choice either. And there's been other crises. There's been other human kings.
No, I know. I'm not under any delusions of thinking that...
There have been other human kings who have tried to rise up and seize power. There have been other beings that have come to try to take the light. There have been other heroes that I have helped. And every time I ask myself if the choices that I'm making are the right ones. Could I have saved more lives? Could I have made things easier on people? Are there ways that I could have, if I was stronger, if I was smarter, if I was Pelor? But I am not. I am just me. I am just the keeper. I am just left here with these hands and this light, and I...
And this ass. Malachi doesn't say that.
And I have done what I can. And I know that I've done things wrong. And so I'm sorry that that I couldn't find a way, that I didn't find a way to give you more guidance or to make you know that you weren't alone or to get you off that island quicker. But I hope...
No, I mean, you were the reason that I am off that island, so...
Well, mostly you're the reason you're off that island, but I tried to help.
Yeah. I understand. And I'm starting to realize the more that I talk about this with other people that this isn't exactly a logical assumption to make, that I can just be expected to do what's right as much as I want to be able to just know what that is. But damn, it would be nice.
Yes, it really would be.
So I guess... How did you find... I mean, I've been basing my conviction in you, in what the power that you've let me use. Or I don't even know if it's something that I'm channeling or something you've given to me, or if it's just around me and now I know how to make it work, but I guess I just... I've already... Oh, fuck. Sorry. No.
We determined fuck is okay. We went over this already.
Fuck is okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm not used to...
Not used to talking to gods?
Actually, yeah, I think you might be the... Well, no, we talked to the Bright Spark, but that was kind of just like a...
And Evandra.
Yeah.
And Evandra. Yeah, I've actually talked to a couple of gods before.
Wow.
But I didn't really put as much on them, I guess. Sorry about that.
That's what I'm here for.
I feel like every powerful being we've run across has been making it their mission to take control of the fates of others, for better or worse, and I just don't know if we're doing the same thing.
I hope that what we're doing is allowing people to take hold of their fates themselves. That's what I've tried to do. That's why I don't wield this. I let it be, and I let it shine, and I keep it safe.
So what is it? Why did he leave it here?
I've been asking myself that question for hundreds of years. I don't know. I think I probably never will. Or maybe he'll come back, and then I will. Or maybe I'll just...
Yeah.
I try not to dwell on it too much.
It can do good things, right?
Yeah. You've saved lives.
I guess that can be reason enough. So should I, can I touch it?
Actually, what I would ask you to do, if you're willing, if you can trust me and trust yourself and trust this light enough to do it, and to keep making choices even knowing that some of them are going to be the wrong ones, what I'd ask you to do is stick your axe in it.
I heard it too. I was there too.
Axe with an X.
Malachi kind of turns around with a confused look on his face.
Axe with an X. Your great axe.
Oh my god. I mean,
Yeah, I think it is pretty great.
Of course, yeah. Oh my god. Malachi covers his face and sticks his axe in the light.
You take your great axe in your hands and you just kind of stick the blade into this sun. And you watch as the light kind of wraps around it, and the blade of the axe itself glows till you almost can't see it, hidden behind this light. And the keeper says, "Do you remember the oaths that you swore on that ship?"
Of course. Yes.
What was the first one?
Do you want me to just say them?
Yeah. What was the first one?
This is kind of weird.
Just go with it.
Malachi, like, glances down the stairwell nervously, like he's worried that Finn and Regin are spying on him and gonna make fun of him for saying oaths by himself up in the lighthouse.
For saying oaths by himself in the one place that it is, like, more appropriate than anywhere else to be saying oaths.
Get a load of this guy up there just saying his oaths again.
But it's fine, because I'm fucking ass up snoring.
I swore to kindle it. The light. I swore to kindle the light.
As you say that, you feel your grip on the axe get firmer. And the keeper nods, and she says, knowledge of the truth can be the beginning of trust. As you're holding your axe, Malachi, you have the sudden knowledge that as long as you have this great axe on your person, you will be able to know if you hear a deliberate lie.
Yes! Hannah loves me so much! Oh my god. Okay, Malachi opens his eyes, which he has kept shut. But now he's remembering that he can look at light and be totally fine. I also swore to shelter the light.
Good and beauty and laughter and love need to be protected from the wickedness that would swallow them. You can see in the light the edge of your blade getting sharper. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon.
Wow. I have to preserve it, the light.
Was that it?
I have to preserve my light?
The keeper smiles and says, if you fall, you cannot protect others. You feel, Malachi, your skin becoming tougher, and you gain a +1 to armor class while you wield this weapon.
Wow, this is like just like what my friends were saying to me down there.
Wow, crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna say the last one, but this isn't gonna make me, like, glow, right?
Well, it's not gonna make you glow.
Okay.
You say it, nothing happens. Downstairs, Regin begins to glow.
Well, sometimes we have to be kind of stealthy, you know.
For sure. You're not going to glow any more than you already are.
Malachi flips his hair over his shoulder. And then, pulls his shirt up a little bit. To where his cleavage was glowing. I swear to be the light.
To be a glorious beacon for all those who live in despair. You get the feeling, Malachi, that you can pull your axe back. And as you do so, you see that the light sort of clings to the blade as you pull it back. The blade of the great axe emits bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. As an action, you can reduce the light to dim light within a 5-foot radius, though the light can never be fully suppressed.
Wow. I was really bad at stealth anyways. This is probably fine.
Yeah, you probably mechanically could get disadvantage from something like that, but you already have it, so it's really not going to have that much of an effect.
Guess I'm never taking this armor off either. But that was already my plan, so.
I thought so. You take a step back from the light, Malachi, holding this blade, which is glowing and stronger in your hands, and you feel stronger while you hold it.
I feel like I should have a carrying case for this.
Yeah, the light doesn't supply those, so
yeah,
you'll have to find that somewhere else.
I'll protect it with my life, I guess.
Well, no, it's for protecting you and protecting other people, but right idea.
Right. Yes, it's just Malachi looks at it and a tear forms in his eye because it's so beautiful. Okay, should I, leave this up here? I think my friends are sleeping. I don't know, but I kind of don't want to let go.
Well, you can dim it, and then it's like a nightlight.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. He looks at the light and says, thank you. And then he turns to her and says, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll see you in the morning.
She smiles and nods and says, sleep well. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. Malachi gets halfway down the stairs before he remembers to dim the axe.
You start down the stairs with this glowing beacon in your hands and remember to kind of dim it as you come down to where...
Because he forgot his cat eye sunglasses downstairs because he really can't see anything.
Finn and Regin are already sleeping, I assume.
Did they leave any room for me?
There's a whole chair for you.
Yeah.
Oh, are they separate chairs? Oh, I thought it was like a conversation pit, but like a sleeping nest.
Wow, that's cute. It can be that. It was separate chairs in my head, but...
Oh, so they're like grandpa recliners?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
You curl up in your chair and fall asleep, and you guys all level up to 10th level. Woo!
Wah.
As you sleep.
Finn is curled up in his chair, covetously clutching the cube.
When you wake up in the morning, you wake up to the smell of eggs and bacon, probably, cooking.
Where did she get the pigs?
She's God, don't worry about it.
I thought you were vegan.
There's a fresh pot of tea on. As you wake up, Finn, you feel stronger, for one thing, and healthier, and that sort of familiar feeling of like, my magic has improved. But you also feel like, you feel hungry, Finn, like famished. There's like this enduring kind of hunger that you're just like, oh man, I really could do with some breakfast, but it almost feels like deeper than that. And you're kind of like, wonder what that is.
Wow. All right, I'm about to murder some eggs and bacon. Out of the way, everyone.
Regin, you wake up and you like flex, and you definitely got stronger. You feel more in tune with your body, and more like athletic and ready to, go fight something. And you also like notice in the air, just as you wake up, there's like a cloud kind of like drifting around above your head, and you sort of swat it away and it kind of dissipates.
Who's been vaping without me?
And Malachi, you sleep and you wake up feeling stronger and feeling not necessarily more confident. You haven't necessarily solved every problem that you had, but there's a sort of settled courage to it in knowing where you stand, knowing what you have backing you up and who you have backing you up. And you look over at your axe, which is still faintly glowing next to you. Or I don't know, maybe you slept cradling it. I don't want to
that seems dangerous.
It's true.
Even if I do sleep in armor.
It's even sharper now. Yeah, and you guys get up, have breakfast, I presume.
Oh, yeah, I have so much breakfast.
Yeah, you have so much breakfast. And Finn, like, the physical hunger kind of goes away, but there's still this, like, insatiable something.
Jeez, Finn, are you hungry?
Finn, Bud, do you have your first morning boner?
Oh my god. In the god's house?
Don't look!
I wasn't!
How can we not?
It's apparent. You really seem like you have some sort of new craving awakened in you. And...
Maybe you should have less red meat.
I feel hungry. I don't know what it is. And not just like for food, it's like, I don't know.
Oh god, we never should have let you turn into a lamprey.
How about you go drink some salt water and see if that helps?
That's a good idea.
That normally settles your stomach.
I go outside and drink some salt water.
Yeah, the salt water seems to help more than anything else, but it's like it's something deeper. Something you could channel, maybe.
Oh.
We'll have to see. That other island, the, like, weird shell of the Dreamer's Island, is still, you can see it off in the fog. Nurgle is, like, looking at it from kind of where he's standing. He's just sort of, like, glaring at the island.
What do you think, boy? I agree.
You guys have your breakfast. I don't know if there's anything else anyone wants to say or do or establish.
I want to pull aside the keeper and say, listen, I got the sense that maybe you are handing out boons.
Mostly to the person who swore his oaths to me and has
right,
been
yeah,
following me,
sure, I get it.
If you want a boon. I'm also giving you gold, apparently, so.
Oh, neat. Oh, I wasn't sure how we settled that. Awesome. I wonder if you could do me a favor. There's this thing I've always wanted to be able to do and I've never been able to, and I figure you're a god, so maybe that'll help.
Okay, what is it?
So, So one time I met this wizard who could shoot sparks out of his hands.
Oh.
And it owned. And now Regin can do it too, and I just can't get it to happen, no matter how hard I try.
Oh. Well, that's because you were trying to... I mean, did you copy what you saw this wizard do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all wrong. You're not a wizard. It takes kind of like wizardy stuff, and Regin just sort of like follows his instinct and does it. But your magic works entirely differently. No. Here, try. Mine is also different, but in a kind of more sympathetic way, and being a god kind of lets you have access to all this sorts of things. So go like this, and she kind of like does a gesture with her hands.
I match the gesture.
You match the gesture, and Finn, a shower of sparks shoot from your fingertips.
Oh my god.
Wow. There you go.
Guys, look, I can do it. I can actually do it. It's not just an illusion now.
Oh my god.
Hey!
Is that why you have your boner? I look at Regin horrified.
I'm just shooting sparks all over the place.
Mate, if you
Don't worry, it's not a fire hazard because I'm so naturally damp.
No, I know, but if you're gonna shoot off showers of anything, can you do it in private?
I run outside and I'm just shooting sparks around.
Nurgle, like, takes flight for the first time all night and sort of, like, soars around in between the sparks. And the Keeper sort of claps a little bit and is like, good job!
Thank you, your holiness! All right, now I'm ready to go save my dad.
Yeah, about that. Hey, Ms. Keeper, can I talk to you for a second?
Yes.
So, I'm not gonna, like, say that Malachi has abandonment issues, but I'm also not saying that. And I know that you're hiding for a reason and all of that, but like, is there anything you can do to give him a way to talk to you more easily?
Having the holy symbol completed.
Like, you got kick?
And having spoken to me face to face will help the connection be stronger. Additionally, we are reaching the point now where I do still intend to remain hidden. There's no reason for me to let my enemies find me faster than they're already going to, but the time for hiding and discretion is rapidly passing us by, and the time for more overt actions is upon us. So I can speak with him more directly. Don't worry, and it was kind of you to be concerned.
Don't you fucking dare tell him.
Absolutely not. Lips sealed.
I swear to God.
I'm very good at,
Swear to you.
hiding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they part, Finn pulls the Keeper aside and says, listen, I know he would never say it and Regin would never say it, but Malachi sort of has abandonment issues.
Certainly, yes.
And,
I'm a god. I went over this already.
Oh, okay. All right, great.
But again, sweet of you to be concerned.
That was easy.
Cool.
Malachi goes up, hey, you're not going to abandon me, are you?
She does give you, gives you a little box that has, 200 gold in it. And she's like,
oh, wow.
This is what I've got. And as you look at the coins, they are, the faces on these coins are not faces you've ever seen in your life. they look like
vintage.
They are real, but these are,
gold.
hundreds of years old, clearly, and are going to raise eyebrows.
Maybe it's worth more now.
But she's like, there you go, this is what I've got.
In exchange, I put a thing of supplements on the table and wink at her.
I
on the house.
Might just throw these into the ocean, but thank you.
Wow, well that's going to be one lucky fish who's swimming by when you do.
See, I figured you'd like that.
You don't happen to have 2 long sticks, do you?
For what purpose?
Oh, well, we finally have 4 people to play volleyball.
She, puts a hand to her heart and it's like, oh, I haven't played volleyball in... Yeah, okay, sure. We can, we have 10 minutes. She sets up a volleyball net.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be over far before 10 minutes.
Yeah. She sets up a volleyball net. Which one of you is on her team?
Well, obviously Mal.
I feel like that can't be fair.
Nah, we can take you.
Yeah, we can fucking take you.
Okay. Everybody can go ahead and give me an athletics check, which I think is what we've used for this before.
If I were on the different team from her, she could nerf me.
It's true.
9.
Rolled a nat 1. Comes to an 8.
I rolled a 2.
We are not putting our best foot forward here.
I also rolled a nat 1.
Oh my god! Mine does come to a 10, but damn.
Hold on a second, I didn't expect to need her stat block.
Nurgle is looking on in just total shame and embarrassment.
Malachi's too nervous about, like, not doing well in front of the keeper.
Yeah, she adds an 8 to this, so that only gets her to 9, same as Finn. So this is just, there is no sand here. It's all rocks. The terrain is wildly uneven.
Wait, that should make it easier for me.
The keeper has not, like she said, has not played volleyball in hundreds of years. Even you guys are a little out of practice.
And none of us can see.
Yeah, and it's dark other than the light coming from Malachi's axe. So just all in all, not good volleyball conditions. But you know, you have a good time.
Mal and the keeper eke out a win by 1 point.
Just
it's
barely.
the only point of the game.
Yeah.
We got a pretty sick volley going.
Yeah, you guys play volleyball, and then you go to leave. The keeper kind of like shakes each of your hands, and as she shakes your hand, Malachi, she says, "I'm proud of you, and I won't be so distant."
He doesn't really know what to say, so he, like, smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Cool. You guys honestly don't need to get on Matt Black in order to get over to that island, because it's like within sight, so you can just take your little rowboat.
I swim alongside the rowboat.
Sure. You swim alongside, you see the keeper kind of stands just outside the lighthouse and, like, watches you as you go, and then sort of, as you reach the other island, she turns and goes back into the lighthouse. You can still see the lighthouse as you land on the shell of the Dreamer's Island. It's a weird piece of land. It is like, it's small, not even like half a mile across. And as you pull up on this kind of sandy beach, and you can see, it's very flat, so you can see everything. And as you're looking at it, you can see what almost look like reflections of things that were in the dream plane. You can see a forest of little saplings that only come up a few inches. You can see a sandcastle half crumbling, kind of surrounded by moss that almost looks like clouds. You can see another patch of lichen that almost looks like a wheat field. You see a canyon dug between two rocks with a little pool in the center of it.
And a singular Swedish fish.
Yeah, you don't see a fish there, but you see a long path over a salt flat. That one honestly looks the closest to what it actually had been. And the other thing that you see, that you notice immediately as you pull up, that doesn't seem to be a reflection of something that you saw in the dream plane, but definitely looks familiar, is that there is a well.
I approach.
Mm-hmm. You approach the well. It looks eerily similar. In fact, you would dare say even identical to the well on Still Sky. The same moss, the same kind of overgrown, creeping vines that go down around and into it. Do you approach enough to look down into it?
Yes.
I have Shocking Grasp ready in my hand to burn this thing.
Okay. You don't hear any voices from it. You don't hear anything. As you get up and look down into it, you don't hear a voice calling you and compelling you to jump down, although you're maybe a little bit braced for it. You do see that at the bottom there is a little bit of kind of standing water that is just moving ever so slightly.
I cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, you cast Detect Magic. You detect the same kind of signature that you saw in Still Sky, where there's this sort of evocation vibe coming from the bottom of this well. And I think, Finn, you're adept enough with magic that you can tell that this is it feels like a leftover, like a residual. Rather than being the sign of, like, active magic, this is, like, an echo.
I think this is it. This is where the magic is still concentrated. If anywhere is going to serve as a gateway, it's this.
I would allow either insight or arcana checks from all three of you.
Okay, maybe I was wrong then.
Gonna be insight for me.
16 arcana.
17 total for insight.
9.
Okay. Yeah, Regin, this is not your sort of thing. Finn, 16 arcana gets you a connection between... The connection between this well and the well you saw at Still Sky is probably not a mere aesthetic similarity. You're like, oh, this is the same well reproduced here also. This feels like a gateway. This feels like you could just climb down into that water and you would be somewhere else. Malachi, you are sort of putting the pieces together between seeing this well here and remembering what the Keeper said, and also, like, what you know of Finn's magic and kind of what he's capable of. This is, indeed, appears to be some sort of teleportation magic, which is similar to what the Keeper said you needed. And so maybe Finn could kind of make this work to just sort of shunt you guys all the way across the ocean, but it would certainly be better if he had something that was actually connected to the lurker and was actually submerged in water and was actually a stronger sort of source than what this seems to be. However, you remember that Still Sky and Gillsbury are less than a day's sail away from each other.
Gotcha. So, like, we could portal hop from here to Still Sky perhaps and get to Gillsbury is what Malachi's thinking.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
Ow!
Oh. Malachi, that's brilliant! You were thinking so hard, I heard it!
Well, why didn't you just say that? Here I was thinking we needed to submerge Finn in water.
Alright. I focus my magical energies, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I can see how it would work. You guys ready?
I don't think I'm ever gonna be ready for this in my life.
Well?
You definitely have to climb down there.
Oh, I was just gonna jump.
You can tell that much. Yeah, or jump. That works too.
Thought it was meaning a cool thing where we all just leap down.
Yeah.
Hey, what's gonna happen to this little island?
I don't know.
It's just gonna stay here?
Maybe the Keeper can use it as like a extra yard.
Malachi's wondering if he should cast plant growth for those poor little saplings.
Aw.
But I think that would take a whole hour, so...
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's over 8 hours.
Take a day.
Maybe when we come back. Yeah, okay. That's a little too long.
It's gonna take 8 hours to convince Regin to jump into this fucking well, so you might as well.
All right. I hold out my hands to Regin and Malachi.
We all stand in a circle around the well. Is it big enough for us all three to enter at the same time?
Like, it's gonna be a tight squeeze, but if you all kind of jump at the same time, you're gonna be, like, right next to each other, kind of pencil diving down.
We can shimmy down like the Grinch in the chimney.
I take Finn's hand and I hold my hand out to Regin.
I think about Still Sky. I remember the smell of the baked goods. I rub the little scar on my thigh from that ill-fated softball game. And then I just squeeze their hands and jump down into the well.
Did Regin take our hand?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
One of them is still sparking with electricity that I had ready.
All three of you jump down into the well. You plunge down, hit water that is way deeper than it looked. So that you plunge down and your heads go under and you kind of
nice
automatically, other than Finn, I guess, kick and kind of surface.
You guys feel Malachi start freaking out.
And as soon as you surface, as soon as your heads break the surface of the water, you see that you are clearly no longer in the lightless sea. It is much brighter out around you. You are at the bottom of a well.
We brought Matt Black, right?
How do we get up? Yeah, I have him.
Okay.
Hello? Lassie!
Shh, Finn. We don't know where we are yet. Like, it's probably still sky, but what if it isn't?
You yelled at, and you guys are down here just starting to try and figure out what's going to be the best way to get up here. You probably could all go back to back and shimmy, or like maybe there's a spell or something.
We do the Emperor's New Groove thing.
I can teleport 2 of us.
Yeah, Finn can teleport 2 of you.
I have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Regin has 50 feet of rope.
And a bucket that we could ride up in.
Wow, this bucket even, as you're discussing this, you see a head pokes its way over the top of the well and looks down, and a freckle-faced cleric looks down at you guys and goes, "Hey, didn't expect to see you folks.
You!
Really didn't expect..."
There.
I whisper to Regin, Sarah, it's Sarah.
Yeah!
Just a bunch of wanted criminals at the bottom of my well. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Let's get you out of there. And that, I think, is where we can end our session for today.
Yeah, that was good.
Just one of those days, you know?
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for listening. If you like that, which I hope you did, you can find us other places on the internet. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. Otherwise, you can find us at patreon.com/shipoffools if you'd like to support us and or hear some of our fun bonus content, including our Patreon exclusive after show where we sink into a luxurious mud bath and talk about the events of the episode. As always, we have a few people we need to thank. Thank you to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. Thank you to Lucas Mangold for our theme music. You can contact him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com for all of your musical needs. And thank you also to Laura Boyman for her musical talents, also heard in this episode. Yeah. Thank you for bearing with us during our hiatus. We are back on our regular bi-weekly posting schedule now, so you can catch us with episode 56 on October 18th. And until then, we will see you on the open seas. Bye!
And if we jump into the well, you're not going to be like, oh, you hit the bottom and take fall damage, are you?
No.
We fall into the windmill. We are chopped up like Don Quixote.
I don't think that happens to Don Quixote.
No, but it could.
Maybe it should even.